Hello everyone and welcome back to Anether. Yes, that is how I'm pronouncing it. I realise it should probably be called Anether, but Anether sounds better to me. So, we've had a few developments, namely I've realised how much of a gigantic idiot I was, because you recall I started the last episode under fire from a ghast? Yeah, that ghast uncovered this. There was iron right next to the house and I just did not see it. But following the break of my stone pickaxe, I have expanded the house a little bit. I've got 3 spots for trees, although they don't seem to like to drop more saplings than for 2. Shift the home base over a little bit. I have collected 27 gold nuggets from killing a horde of pigmen. Yes, that means you over there, Snouty. And that allows me to make these gold ingots, which allows me to make a gold pickaxe. There was a mild little development in the course of that, though, which, as you can see down here, this was, I think it was either 5 or 7 at the end of the last episode. It's now 4. The reason for that is I died. And then there may be something wrong with Technic, because something weird has happened, and I actually don't have any actual explanation for this. Yeah, there's a portal in my house. And I don't know where this came from, but intriguingly, largely due to the way this world works, I do recognize where it starts. Which, as I suppose is my luck, is some fairly interesting terrain, but alas. This should drop us at the coast. Yep, there's the coast. It's nighttime because of the way this mod works. And about here is my spawn point. So that's interesting. I guess that'll be handy. I don't intend to die much, but I guess that'll be handy. Of course, there's so much in these different worlds now that because of the Technic mods that just lags this whole thing down quite a bit. And here we are, safe and sound again. Okay, so we have some reasonable supplies now. We've got a double chest. I don't know if I was here last time. Just plonk these back. Okay, let's get our gold pickaxe, which should be able to pick up that iron and the coal and the redstone and all that. 1 golden pickaxe, which is not going to last long, and I'm going to try my hardest to use this wooden one over it. But the first thing we're going to do is pick up some iron, which is right here. Don't explode, don't explode. You are joking. Oh, you've got to be... Seriously? Oh, that's not good. Okay, so that it can do. I guess it can't cut any of these. So why could a stone pickaxe do it, but a gold one can't? That doesn't make much sense. Taste my axe. This redstone will come in handy. So our main goals today are to acquire an iron pickaxe, which evidently is going to be even harder than it seemed. That also means I've killed like 30 pigmen for basically nothing. Yay. Well, actually, they weren't the reason I died. The reason I died is there are scorpions around here called fire scorpions. And their poison attack is they set you on fire. Which you can imagine is not particularly helpful. Right, let's find an iron vein and try and explode it then. That's annoying. What I did realize is I was being very blind last episode. And I actually walked past quite a bit of iron, thinking it was silver or tin. Ostensibly, this will actually set itself off when this happens. but I haven't yet to see it. So engaging macro. Whoop. Once again, I'm on the wrong setting. Oh well. One moment. Still getting used to that. Have a sip of my tea while this works. Lovely, lovely. Nope. It's a juicy vein though, so if this explodes, we'll probably get a couple at least. Oh boy. Well, I guess we might as well use this useless thing on it. Our only... No, that won't work. I was thinking we could continue killing Pigman and see if we can loot a tool from them, but that'll just be golden. If worst comes to worst, I'm going to have to go through that portal and nick some stone from the overworld. Come on, explode! The thought occurs that I don't actually know where to run to if this does explode. I guess I'll discuss the main aims. Basically, we need to get an iron pickaxe so that we can acquire a diamond, a nether diamond. And then we can combine that diamond with some redstone and some glowstone to make a philosopher's stone, which will allow us to transform netherrack into stone, and will allow us to also turn lava into obsidian without the use of having water. From there, we need to acquire a diamond pickaxe, and then we can make an energy condenser, which will allow us to toss any old junk like netherrack into it, and create whatever item we particularly need. Potentially including diamonds, potentially including other things. Free of charge. More or less. But to do that, we need an iron pickaxe to get the diamond. I've worked so hard to get this golden pickaxe, it's completely worthless. Now that is the sound of a ghast that's almost about to shoot at me. Where is he? Whoop, and this will be a fire scorpion. Occasionally they drop babies, which were the cause of my last death, but they don't seem to be around this time. Apparently you can tame them. Apparently. He says with extreme skepticism. So I don't know... I haven't tried that, because they seem to drop the babies somewhat rarely. I just realized something. The sound of this pickaxe hitting that block sounds remarkably like the Tetris theme. Possibly I've just been in here too long. Now, seriously, what would it take to get this thing to explode? Yeah, so once we got our energy condenser, we can start making basically whatever we need out of just pure junk. I can mine away entire big chunks of the nether, and we'll get what we want regardless of the tool that we use to do it. From there, we can start working on a macerator, which is going to make all these ores even more valuable. Seriously? Come on. Okay, what's our alternative? Well, we only really have the one alternative, I'm afraid. Because I can mine away at these blocks for absolute ages, but you guys are going to have basically no fun footage from that, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to go and cheat a little bit. No trees yet. Oh. So, let's put our golden pickaxe to some actual usage in the overworld. Now, we spawned on a cliffside, so it shouldn't be too hard to find some stone. And that's all I'm going to grab is 3 pieces of cobblestone. limit the amount of cheating I do in this to the absolute minimum. Where are we? Okay, there's a nice little piece. I can't tell if those are dolphins or sharks, because I haven't played around with the water in this mod much. Ow. 1, 2, 3. Don't care about the coal, just going. Just stop by to see what condition my condition is in. See, we've been here already, and we've come back a couple of times, and it's still very slow. It's gotta be something to do with Technic. Yeah, Technic, whatever. Right. Brief bit of cheating, I admit, but necessary to actually get any significant work done. I'm still using the wood from the Nether, so there. Stone pickaxe. Now let's go get some iron. Let's not do this near the zombie pigmen, or they're gonna all charge after me. What? Seriously? That's interesting. I wonder if this is different in Technic then. Note to self, if I ever try this again, start with an iron pickaxe. Wow. I tested this out. I don't know if I've mentioned that already. I tested this whole idea out in Technic before I did this. But this is Technic, so I have access to string and whatnot to do a few other things. So I wonder if it's different in Technic. Because I got fairly far inside of Technic. Right, so my cheating was entirely in vain. I shall toss this pickaxe into lava in a few seconds then. Whoa, we're in luck. Or not. Because it'll go blown up. Balls. What to do. I cast the devil out! Right, I think the only thing for this is that I'm gonna have to go over to the overworld, find some... hello tree. Find some... Oh, that's interesting. Interesting shape. I'm gonna have to go to the overworld, find some overworld iron and smelt that and get that over here, because apparently we can't get anything else done until we have an iron pickaxe. Which is different to the current version of Technic, that's for sure. So I shall see you all in a couple of moments. Right, well, it looks like we're spending the night, but I have the free iron we need, so I shall get back and smelt that. When I get back, I'm thinking I'm going to toss the rest of this ill-begotten goods into the lava field that's right next door. So that's all of this into a lava field. Whoop. I swear they only used to do that from 1 block away. Alright, well, we'll fast forward until he's gone away. Back in a moment. Alright, I'm gonna make a run for it. Yeet. Let's see, our portal is behind that rock. So into the water, where hopefully there aren't any piranhas. Oop, there's a fish. I think he's okay. Is that Dora? Dory, whatever her name was? Follow me? Now seems to be green. Ah, there's our portal. Right, so that's where we're headed. Ooh. I don't know where that creeper went. But it's not morning, although it does appear to be getting close to it. This is one of the cool things that happens if you turn off the fog in your Optifine settings, is you get a very clear view of the underwater, because apparently, or at least as near as I can tell, the fog effect of underwater is created by the same effect that creates fog from render distance, and also from being very deep underground. I thought that was a creeper for a second. So if you turn it off, then that effect does no longer applies. So you get that nice clear view directly beneath all liquids, actually. I've been in creative mode with the Optifine fog off, and lava has been very clear indeed. It is a very hot day today. Well, I say very hot. It is a particularly humid day today, and that humidity happens to be somewhat warm. By exaggerating the effect. So let's burn some useful stuff so we can get this going. Wood. And a piece of nether coal. Convert that to sticks so we get more out of it. I don't know if that's true, I'm just fumbling for conversation here. There we go. Right, and let's go toss our ill-gotten gains over the edge. Or hopefully there isn't a ghast waiting for us. Yeah, good. Okay. Demons, I cast thee out. And down it all goes. Right. So now we're back more or less to my original conditions, except now I can actually have an iron pickaxe. And evidently emergency transit back into the overworld. I may have to break that later. Okay, and waste a piece of coal quite a bit. We don't really have much else to burn. Well, I can get rid of this. Get that for a little bit useful. But nothing else. And we shall immediately begin mining some more nether iron for future purposes, because we don't want this to run out and break again. That was right back at square one. Okay, and iron pickaxe. There we go. Time to mine. Plug that in there. And let's go and pick up some ores. What's this big red I have ahead of me? Around... Oh, there he is. Nothing to worry about, it's just a pigman. I've killed like 30 of them before this episode. I'll add some more coal. Nah, we're cooking with gas. Veritable nether orgy. I've just realised I've just happily mined away some nether ores, and I just ran past a pigman. And he won't like it when I do that. That gas may drive me a little on the nuts side of things. No explosion thus far, which is handy. Oop. Well, I guess that's something we all remember from Nether Expedition Classic, is iron pickaxes will go through netherrack like butter. I don't see any red dots heading for me on the radar. So I presume we're okay for the moment. Then again, I've also had a few... What is that? Oh, that's where the ghast is. He spawned inside of the fortress. He's stuck. Silly thing. Okay, what do we have? Iron, gold, coal. And that's gold. Huh. So we weren't mining the right thing the entire time. These textures really mess me up. But we do have 7 iron, so... Whoop, that's gonna blow up. And that's some copper. See, that's what I was hoping would happen the last time we were trying to blast mine. Move. Mining in the Nether. A dangerous but ultimately very profitable practice. Right, so how does this look? Like that, but grayer. Great, that puts it in right with every other ore that looks like silver and tin. Ow. Go away. Nope. Let's head back home, he said, fleeing like a little girl, but not to worry, eventually we'll be able to bring the fight to them. Possibly right now, actually. Repeat that about 40-50 times and you'll have a golden pickaxe that is completely worthless. Well, I could make a couple of those inside of Nether Expedition at the moment. I believe I've got at least, actually quite a few gold blocks, because I was putting those together for Nether Copper. Right. And the part we're immediately interested in is more of this coal. Now, if we smelt this like this, with just a regular furnace, nothing happening here, we will get 1 piece of coal for each nether coal ore that we smelt. But if we find a macerator, well, if we put together a macerator, which requires we get some stone and some other pieces, then we can macerate them into twice as much. Which means we can actually macerate them into twice as much as what their overworld equivalents would give us, which basically quadruples the amount of stuff that we get from mining. This includes for diamonds, which is very nice. So, we're going to have some fun with it. It doesn't quite apply to diamond, because diamond, you mine it and you get 1, but you get 1 diamond, so you can't actually macerate diamond. But we do get 2 if we macerate nether diamond. That's our next job, is to find at least 1 nether diamond. Now, the problem we have there is something tremendously funky with the world generation. I did a fly around in my test of this idea, and it took me absolute ages to find a single vein of diamond, and even then I was only seeing one block of it initially. So this could get rather difficult. Let's make sure we have plenty of coal. Okay, plug that there. I'm actually gonna need one of these. Get rid of that. Not interested, not interested. We may have to go looking for some more red mushrooms. There are some mushrooms across the, over in that direction. There are some mushrooms across the lava field, but we need to find a way across to that. Now, unfortunately, we have our cave view, but it's not actually showing us all that much. Head over here. Yeah, it's showing us this area, but it's not showing us much of anything over there. And I'm wondering if we dig... Let's see, we're layer 47. I don't actually know the levels at which Nether Diamond spawns, but everything else seems to spawn more or less anywhere. Which should mean that Nether Diamond should be more common. But apparently not. Nether Diamond actually is also a bit of an evil thing as far as the textures go. Because in the Sphax Pure BD Craft texture, which is largely what we have right now. What is that? Yep, that was gold. Wow. These textures are really messing me up. Alright, anyways. With the Sphax Pure BD Craft textures, the way you can tell almost every ore apart is that it has a different color pattern on the front. But more specifically, it has a different arrangement. However, the Nether Diamond and the Nether... I can't recall if it's tin or something else, has exactly the same arrangement. So unless you're right up against them, you've either got a fortune or just a flop at Antiques Roadshow. And it's impossible to really tell until you've done that. Which is annoying, to say the least. Never tin. Yeah, that's what we would macerate, more or less. Which means we're gonna need one of these. Okay, so we'll get through all of that, and you can see the colours are different on the tops of these. That has more of what the golden Nether ore looks like. But this is more the tin or the silver or whatever. Kind of annoying. Kind of had to deal with it. I suppose in theory I could just put together my own texture pack which makes like diamond and iron bright green or something. Okay, and then we have some new iron. Now what I think we should do is try and dig our way around the lava lake and across to where all those mushrooms are, just to secure our fortunes a little bit more. Well, not our fortunes, certainly our food supply. Actually, there is this nice bridge here. But only a fool decides to wander along a netherrack bridge in the Nether. Oh, that's more gold. That's copper. And that's soul sand, which means we're probably near the top here. Okay, what can we see around here? Coal, gold, that could be iron, I don't know anymore, but we're looking for diamond. This is a fresh seed. I have absolutely no idea where anything is. And we need to have a look down here. Oh, red mushrooms. Right, now this is probably iron. Did it? Yes, it is iron. Thanks, Meg. Next question, is it going to blow up in our faces? Apparently not. Good. Good iron. Good. Mushrooms. Key to a healthy diet here in the Nether. By healthy, I mean we'll not try to kill you back. I know that's iron. Coal. Gold. Must be something around here. Nope. Nope. It'd be really helpful to get a quarry up and running, but that's going to require quite a few diamonds. And of course, to get diamonds, we need to cover everything else, more or less. In order to get diamonds, we must first get diamonds. No, I believe that's more iron. Actually, it might not be. That might be silver. Question is, do I want to risk angering those guys? Not if I don't know if it's worth a particular value, I think. Nope. See, there's gold. In the overworld, gold spawns a little above the level that diamond spawns. But we've seen it in, like, the ceiling here. So it's clear that there isn't really much attention paid to the same logic as the overworld. I've also seen redstone, like, right outside our door. At layer 57 or whatever. Nice little field of mushrooms over there. Nope. This one thought to get away. We may set up a mushroom farm in the base. But I don't really have enough for that right now. I'd really like to find a diamond in this episode, but the odds are somewhat minor. And oh god, that's a lot of mushrooms. I wonder if I've been here a while. That would have been a very bad moment for that to explode. You? Yeah. I should probably mine some of that to be sure if I know what it is, but... actually, that is fairly away from these guys. Right, let's try it. I was hoping that'd be it. What do we have here? Bad sounds, that's what. And it is never tin. Drat. Not even worth it, really. But hey, now we know what it is. Look at those numbers. So if I walk over here, we're going to get a nasty surprise. Well then, which way's home? 115 meters that way, parts of which are over lava. One at a time, please. There is no way that my battle axe is going to last this time. But I don't see anyone else on radar. No, that's more tin. We are looking for a silvery ore with a distinct hint of blue. But it's not tin. Whip. I swear the hitbox on these guys is messed up. Maybe saves us mining the redstone ore at least. No, that's not it. I could be at this for a while. Whoa. How about that world generation? Let's get away from that, because I know I'm going to inadvertently update it at some point. No, gravel. Gravel will be important when we're putting together a macerator, but not right now. Okay then. I don't know how much of this footage I'm going to cut. Enough to at least impress the amount of time that it's taking me to find this one piece of diamond. Certainly. There's gotta be a diamond around here somewhere, surely. Nope, that's tin. This potentially is not tin. Put that in my hopper so I know. It's tin. Damn. Tin. There's diamond and there's tin. So there is a tremendously small difference, but it is a higher blue. Okay. And we acquired some more iron. Sword. Let's plonk all this back. Nice and safe and cozy. I will take this just in case we need it. And make some soup. For the road. Have any of my viewers actually had mushroom soup? I'm curious. What does it actually taste like? Is it as nutritious as Minecraft purports, or what? Is it as tasty as Minecraft perhaps intuits? Okay, and there aren't any pigmen around. So let's climb up and find what will almost inevitably be more tin. And tin, whilst it is useful in the buildcraft stuff, is basically useless for almost anything else. I believe this is more tin. Yep. It's identical to that, so... Well, I'm gonna call it an end here. I don't know how long this episode has been, but I really doubt you guys want to watch me spend the next 5 or 6 hours wandering around trying to find a singular bit of diamond. So, I shall catch you next time. Damn it.